Hey folks, whilst I see you today. So I've got a big old piece of Rainey Buttes here. And it's not very wide at all. I'm not sure why. I never have a tape measure here when I need it. So this was a long sliver spall, just piece. It wasn't even a spall, it was just a piece. And it was the longest piece I had, or I've ever had. It's about 8 and 3/8 or so long. And I put it into a biface. I was amazed that this end stayed on there, because this was just a little bitty piece that kind of stuck out to the side here and of the piece. And anyways, it wasn't very wide to begin with, but it's only about an inch, and well, it's 2 inches at the widest point. But part of this has got to come off, or this has to come in, or one or the other. Probably this come in, because I'm not sure how I'm going to get rid of this with the narrowness that we have. And I may not be able to, and I may just break this right off. But anyways, I was messing with it, and I thought, well, I'll turn the camera on. So that's where we're at. I got buckets of rock everywhere. I've been in leather shop all day, but I got buckets of rock all over the place. It also has an imperfection in the stone right here. It runs across right here. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Yeah, you can kind of see that line right there. Well, that's a healed seam, or mostly what it seems like to be a healed seam. So I'm not sure how that's going to work out either, but try and get a flake to travel across that. Sorry, I'm in high concentration mode here, so if I don't talk, it's because I'm trying not to break this, which I probably shouldn't try so hard. Then I'd probably have some success, but My guess is that if I can get through this without breaking it, it's not going to be super thin. Mostly because there just isn't any width to thin it with, so. I'm just trying to run some flakes in like that to knock some of that lump off there. And it seems to be working at the moment. I think I'm gonna do some pressure and see if I can straighten it up a little bit. And this may end up being a big long drill. I don't know for sure, but it very well could end up to be something like that, or it could end up being 4 pieces. I don't know yet. But I would like to lose some of the lumpiness out of it. Even if it's thicker, I would still rather lose some of the lumpiness. But we'll see how it goes. I'll either be able to lose some of it or I won't, one or the other. Or if I can pop some of that off there with pressure. Let's see if I can get part of it. Come on now. Pressure flake is not a lot of fun, but it is necessary for me, for sure. I got a ton of bifacing to do. I need 2 days just to build tools before the knap-in, which is less than a month away now. That probably seems perfectly doable, but getting 2 days to just work on something like that, and you don't want to go there and have people want things, then you don't have them, you know. I'll go there with a few things and sell a bunch. I'd rather go with more than I know I'm going to need, and whatever don't sell, you just bring it home. But no one wants to go there and just, well, I guess you do want to go there and run out, but I'm not taking a bunch of rock this time. I'm going to take some bifaces. That's about all I'm taking. Bifaces, tools, and leather. That's pretty much it on this go round. I was hoping to have my kiln hooked up, and I am getting closer on that, but now I'm just waiting on to get on the electrician schedule. So everyone in the trades is busy here because we've turned into a tourism spot with Broken Bow Lake. We live south of the lake, but lots of tourists up there. They just built a big Choctaw Casino Resort, and they've got zip lines and wildlife parks, and they got all kinds of stuff up there. I mean, it's just all set for the tourists. Probably going to be something like, you know, a Branson or something like that someday. It's a pretty popular spot. It's a big, beautiful, cool water lake. And I don't remember how many miles shoreline it is, but it's a bunch, and it sets up there. It's setting all them in the pine. We got all them pines around here, and it's been very popular with the Texans. Actually, the locals don't even really go up there anymore because it's just too crowded. Us locals go to the ugly lake. Which isn't far from that one. I'm not going to mention it on here, but because it's the local spot, and you can usually always get a camping spot, and it's not as scenic, but at least it's not crowded up. There's wineries. There's several breweries up there. You can, you know how them breweries are set up. They got the big windows so you can look through and watch them in there brewing beer and whatever. Yeah, that's gonna be a drill. I may have to leave that on there. I don't know. We'll see. That's got a fat spot here. We're still not the center, but I don't know that we're gonna have any width left to really change any of that. And I'll be perfectly honest with you, I'm fine with it if it stays in one piece and I just have a thick blade. For just a brown, plain old brown material, I got metal marks on there, plain old brown material, I mean, this stuff looks good no matter what you do with it. It just does. It just has that look that, to me anyways, you could throw this stuff in a mud puddle and nap it with a shovel and it'd still look pretty good, I think. I'm gonna turn that fan on. It's hot. I don't know where you guys are at, but here in the south, southeast Oklahoma, it's hot today and humid. It's springtime here. Hold on a second. All right, so you guys can probably hear that fan. I should have that fan running all the time. Especially now I got this place closed up, all except for the door there is open, and I should be running a fan in here all the time. am I going to get this off here? This live will be a pretty slow go. I don't know. May break it into parts. I've moved down to a size 2 flexi stick. I was using a size 3. Just because it's a little softer. Ain't happening. There we go. Got her. Yep. part of this, when I was doing this, I did it with the hollow copper boppers, and it was much safer than using regular boppers. If you've never used them before, you probably don't understand that, but they're just more forgiving and a little bit easier. If you're not familiar with hollow copper boppers, they're these, and if you're not utilizing them, you should really try it. I was trying them with wood handles also, and they work really well. I actually like the PVC maybe a little better, but the jury's still out. I don't know that, so I can't make a judgment on that. You probably don't want to listen to my judgment anyways. But anyways. All right. I'm just going to try and regularize this edge and a little bit. Try and get everything back to center. Tell you what, I was napping some Burlington earlier from my friend John Kramer, and buddy, he's got some nice Burlington. If you're looking for some nice Burlington, John Kramer's the guy to contact. I haven't got any from him in a while, but I'm assuming he still has it. But yeah, if you're looking for some nice Burlington, boy, he sure enough got it. Yeah. How are we doing this here? Yeah, you can look him up on Facebook, or he's in all the Flintknapping groups pretty much, I think. And he's an incredible napper. Does some pretty nice stuff. Yeah, it's gonna be a drill before I'm done. I gotta take all this in. That's definitely gonna be a drill. I guess I don't mind that. It was just destined to be something like that, because The piece was so narrow to begin with, and I am absolutely amazed that I've gotten this far with it. To be honest with you, just absolutely amazing. I wish I would have filmed it from the beginning, but I didn't. I really wasn't expecting it to hold together, because I told you it had this goofy, dumb little thing sticking off the end, and it was just kind of hanging out there, and I thought, man, that's coming off there for sure, which would have eliminated all this. But it's a miracle. She has stayed together so far. I got to bring that whole tip over this direction some more. That's closer to center. I don't actually know that I'm going to make this a drill, but just whatever it ends up as is what it ends up as, I suppose. I'm probably just going to leave it a blade. I don't know how well I'm going to be able to finish the edge. I don't have, it's not very thin. I really need to take some of this fatness off of here. But man, is it going to get narrow up there if I do. It's all right. That don't make me want to cringe or nothing. It does some of you probably. I had someone comment something about, and I thought I sucked. And something like that. Some sort of comment like that. Gonna get that when you put yourself in a public arena, I suppose. Could have at least offered some constructive criticism. I always get constructive criticism, or I guess it's constructive over my grammar. I ain't got the best grammar. And maybe not the best spelling. But I can build the hell out of some leather stuff. And I can build you a house, so. So there should be a disclaimer in there when you're gonna get after someone. You gotta put what your superpower is in the in the comments. I really don't mind. I just don't even care. I got thick skin. There's nothing you can say to me, or very little, that could ever get me going. I think some people just want to get you going, you know. By and large, 99.9% of everyone is super cool. Super cool. Man, I like that. And that was the B side. It looks pretty good. May not be perfect. It most definitely ain't perfect. I promise you, if you found that laying in a creek somewhere, you'd have to change your drawers. That's a pretty... My saw is back to not going again. I can cut saw stuff, but it's binding up, I think, and when it gets to a certain position, so I got to rework my feed system a little bit. You guys are probably tired of hearing me talk about that saw. It's kind of it's been a battle. It's actually been a fairly... I know sooner or later I'm going to win, but right now that saw thinks it has the upper hand, and it kind of does. But my son come over and he built me a surefire heavy-duty bracket, and but I got to mount it in a different spot. So I got to borrow a gear puller from my neighbor and all that stuff, so I'm going to pick at the edge here a little bit. Which one do I want to use here? I think I'm gonna pick first with this one. So the silent videos, man, I'm just not very good at those. It's hard for me to shut my mouth, and then something's happening and I want to tell you about it, and then I can't tell you about it because it's supposed to be a silent one, and just not sure that I like that. So you guys that don't like to hear me talk, you may just have to turn the volume off. That won't help you guys that are trying to fall asleep to the sound of napping, but could change the bottom a little bit and make it a Dalton. That'd be kind of cool. I was making that last mookaite point, and that stuff was a little undercooked, was part of the problem. And I've got some more slabs of that I'm gonna reheat a little bit. It's knappable, but it's just not where it needs to be. And steppy, man, that stuff was steppy. When it's raw like that, or close to it, I think it had a little bit of heat on it, I think, but not much. I will probably put those back in there at, like, I don't know, probably 500 degrees for 4 hours or something like that. Or I'd rather go 500 for 4 hours than, if it ain't enough, then I can't remember what I'd done those on before, but I don't think it was that much heat, because I was just kind of easing into it, because you can get mookaite too crunchy real easy, and then you can't knap it at all. Just breaks in cubes, more or less. So I'll get it straightened out. But mookaite is definitely one of the hardest things I've ever heat treated. It is just so finicky, and each color, or a lot of times the different colors, heat treated at a different temperature, and you got 3-4 different colors in the thing, you know. The reds, yellows, all heat treated at a little bit different temperature. Some of those beige tones, they take a lot more heat. Wow. That's gorgeous. I mean, just absolutely gorgeous. I love it. Sure enough. Amazing. I've said it before, this is my favorite material, I think. And I'm not that great at napping it or nothing. I just I ain't napped enough of it to be great at it. Heck, I ain't napped enough to be great at anything. But yeah. I hope I wasn't out of frame for a bunch of that. I ain't even looked that monitor in a while. I totally got into this thing and I'll show you. Sometimes you just got to go with what the stone's giving you. He sent me this piece. I dug down the box and looked at it, and I went, what in the heck am I going to do with that? It was so long and so narrow and so thick. I thought, I am not going to be able to do anything with that piece. Nothing. Lo and behold, it was just awesomeness. He probably knew that when he's putting it in the box. He's like, yeah, he's going to make awesomeness with this piece. Wait a minute. Did that sound bad? Blowing my own horn. I wasn't trying to do that. It's only awesome to me. But if it came out that way, I didn't mean it to sound that way. I am pretty happy that it stayed in one piece, though. I mean, can't hardly believe it that it did. Can't hardly believe it. We're just about done here, but I'm going to take a break for a minute and get something to drink. I'm sweating. I love it. I absolutely love it. Call that an Oklahoma toothpick. It ain't done yet, but I'm going to take a break for just a second. Okay, I took about a 15-minute break there, and now we're going to finish this up. We're not going to be doing much to it. All I'm going to do is pick away at the edge and sharpen it a bit, and we might put a little concave base on it. I haven't decided on that yet. I was trying to think about, I told myself I just get it to a blade stage successfully. I was just going to leave it that way. And it is a blade, so. But I think I'm going to add a little convex base to it. Something just to give it a little bit more style, I guess. I'm not trying to remake or copy a artifact here. I'm just trying to make something that I like. So I don't believe a Benton would be correct for the material. Because this material comes from the northern plains, Montana, northern South Dakota, I think, southern North Dakota, Montana area, something like that. Anyways. I'm pretty proud that thing held together. I honestly I still can't believe it stayed together. Last couple things I knapped was those couple of mookaite points, I think, for them slabs, and man, that was rough going. If you got good material, it'll make you look good. You got questionable material, and most of the mookaite that I have, I do have some good stuff, but actually I got a tub over there that I need to go through, but I sold my good stuff and kept the questionable stuff, so that's what I have to knap. I wish I would have put away a few 100 pounds of it, but I didn't. So when I'm mapping mookaite, it's got some problems in it, but there's probably some good stuff over there in that tote. There's a couple 100 pounds over there, but I know some of it's grainy and some of it isn't, and I'll eventually make it through it all, but I'm gonna slab it, is my plan, to better pieces. So that may wait until I get my new saw next year. And it may have to, because I may never get this saw going again. I don't know. Trying though. It sure has put a kink in my plan here. Had I known this was going to happen to the saw, I probably would have bought the saw before the kiln, but I didn't know that was going to happen, so. Yep, Oklahoma toothpick. I guess since the material comes from Montana, it should be a Montana toothpick, huh? Maybe that's what we'll name the video. Montana toothpick. This tool I'm using here is just a horseshoe nail. Sometimes you'll see me use it flat like this. Most of the time I'm using it like this. Just peels off those little flakes. I have the horseshoe nails on the website in case you're on there, but things have slowed down quite a bit with the website because I don't have any rock on there anymore, just some pressure slabs. That's pretty much all I got on there. I hope to remedy that soon, relatively soon. I'm gonna quit telling you guys what I'm planning on doing because there always seems to be something getting away that makes that not possible. But hopefully everyone don't give up on me, and when I get stuff back on there again, they'll come back. Now there is bifaces on there though. There's some pop that dude right off there. Man, nice. Yeah, there's some Edwards biface on there, which I'm going to be napping one here pretty soon. I got this one that's got all these speckles in it. Oops, got all these speckles in it. That's going to make a pretty cool looking point. So. That's not what I'm doing next though. I got a plan on what I'm doing next. But I'm not going to tell you because it's a secret. That dude is so sharp. I mean, that just rip you to pieces. You can't squeeze that tight. I mean, I'm just running my fingers down it loosely because that thing would tear you to pieces. Alright, let's concave the base just a little bit. Or try to. Yeah, I'm afraid to even do that. I think there is a point up there in that area that's related to a Dalton. That isn't far off from this. We'll look in the book and see. Ow, that poked me in the leg. That hurt. Okay. I don't know that there was any Daltons up there, but there was something that was very similar, if I remember right. It was in the Dalton family or something like that, if I remember right. The Dalton family of points. I need to peel some of this fatness off right here. think I need to bring this side in just a little bit. Pretty straight. Pretty doggone straight. It's heavy. This material is much heavier than regular rock, but I don't know if I'm going to do much more to the edge. Probably going to break this video into 2 pieces. Problem is when I do that, no one watches the second half for some reason. I don't know why, they just don't. Not half as many people. Or if they do watch, they just fast forward to the end and watch that part. That's what I think happens, but I'm not sure. Hey, and I wanted to mention something. You guys that are watching all my videos or most of my videos and you're commenting all the time and hitting that like button and stuff, I really, really appreciate you guys. I really do. You guys are awesome. You have no idea how much it helps the channel. It really helps the analytics or the whatever it is that makes things show up. So I'm still learning all that stuff. I'll probably never get it figured out, but anyways, you guys are awesome. I feel like I should do something special just for you guys. There's your... Lo and behold, I'll end up leaving someone out, though. And I hate to do that. Maybe I should start making a list. Like Santa's list or something like that, you know. Everyone who's watching is awesome, but you guys that are commenting all the time, you know who you are, Clint and all the rest of you guys. There I went and said a name. I shouldn't have. But I just answered one of Clint's. I try to answer everyone back with a thank you. If you comment on my thing, I like to at least take the time to comment back. I don't just hit the heart thing usually unless I'm in a hurry, and then I try to go back and get it. But I have noticed some comments that I've missed that when I was in that, there's 2 different parts of there's a YouTube studio thing where I guess you have more control and you see all your analytics and all that kind of stuff. There's that thing, and then there's regular YouTube that you can also edit from, but I don't know if it's as extensive or not. But anyways, I missed some comments and I didn't see them until I went to that studio thing, and I could see some, and so if I've missed your comment and I didn't comment back to you with a thank you or something like that, it's not, I wasn't snubbing you or anything like that. I just missed your comment. So this one ear's down, one barb's down further than this one. I can't leave it that way. I hate to lose that little bit of, that tiny little bit of length there, but it's pretty noticeable. It wasn't much, just about 1/8 of an inch or so, but grind the base. I think that's it. I think that's all we're going to do to it. It's pretty doggone straight. And let's measure it. What were we, 8 3/8? 8 3/8, and we are still, well, we lost quite a bit actually. I didn't think we lost that much, but we're 7 and almost 7 3/4, 7 and 5/8 or so. 7 and 5/8. Yeah, that's what we are. So we did lose some. About, I don't remember what it was, but we lost more than I thought off the length, but that's all right. It's a pretty good point. I think that's the A side. That's probably the money side. Of course, that side's not bad either. I mean, I'm not going to throw rocks at it. Excuse the pun. Knock that little booger off there. But yeah, that's pretty awesome. Yep. Pretty awesome. I appreciate y'all watching. I'll patch these together. I'm sorry it's so long, but y'all keep napping. We've got another one coming your way, and I'm gonna get started on here in just a bit. Y'all keep napping. See you next time. One last thing here I forgot to show you. So this is the mess serve. Is I guess that's how you say it. Mess serve is related to the Dalton. It's in the Dalton family, and so when you go to Dalton in this section for the Northern Plains, it says to go to the mess serve, and you can see they look a lot like a Dalton. There are different ones here. I'm not sure how big they were, but it's a similar point to this from that area. So this is what I was looking at over there. I had the book sitting over there, and I was kind of looking at that, going, well, I wonder if I can concave that base and turn it into one of those. And I'm not saying it is that, but it looks very familiar, similar to the mess serve points, and they were 9,500 to 8,500 before present. What's it say about them? The plains extension of the Dalton. Blade edges are slightly to straight to slightly concave, with a straight to very slight concave side stem. They're basally thinned. Most examples are beveled and have light serrations on the blade. Beveling extends to the basal area on some examples. Okay, so we didn't bevel this one, but anyways, we weren't necessarily going for. I didn't even read that far into it. I was just kind of looking, going when I was on break, looking at, well, what could I make out of this? And this is what I kind of came up with. But it's a Dalton type mess serve, whatever, big paleo type blade. Anyways, that's it. Y'all keep napping.